And in the aftermath of the June 15th suicide bombing that opened up a Taliban offensive in the area, the Dutch fought back with their artillery and sent their attack helicopters to support the ground troops, and even called in fighter jets from Kandahar.
On the left side you can see the Hellfire missiles, laser guided and very accurate. It's a precision weapon, so you don't have a lot of collateral damage.
And here you see the flares. That is the heat source that is being jettisoned by the MA system, the system that detects the rocket launches. A couple have been used. Doesn't mean that we are being fired upon by heat-seeking missiles, but sometimes the system will give a warning that is false. Better one false warning than one warning too less. As you can see, it's a Royal Netherlands Air Force aircraft. We are part of the international team to support the government of Afghanistan, and we're proud of our job. We are here with 10 pilots and approximately 70 people supporting the Apache to be able to make it fly. And it operates wonderful. We have 5 aircraft, of which most of the time 4 are operational. So we are always able to perform the tasks that are demanded by RC South, our higher level. And that makes us also very proud. The wings. Some people think that the wings provide some lift. That's not true. All lift is provided by the rotor system. So this is a true helicopter. Very maneuverable. We can fly speeds up to 180 knots, which is approximately 350 kilometers per hour. And of course we can hover, so we can hang still in the air, which makes us very maneuverable and uneasy to detect. Normally we fly low, but in this theater we fly high, because that makes us less vulnerable and gives us a better view of the area, in order to give the ground commander a better view of what is happening in front of him.
Today we are supporting our Dutch troops in Chora. They have a lot of things going on there. We asked to support. We're doing that all morning now.
So what's the process of firing the cannon? What happens?
The forward observer comes with a fire mission. They relay it to us and we shoot what they want.
So how many guys do you have here to fire the cannon? How many does it take?
5.
5 guys? So you've been shooting all morning, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
6 o'clock.
And can you see the impact from here?
No, it's 30 kilometers.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, you're welcome.
In the last couple of days, the Taliban started an offensive in the Chora area, around the village of Ali Shazai, and that seemed to be a massing of Taliban forces that went to the hundreds, and they tried a concerted attack to capture the district center. And that's basically been very dominating in our operations for the last days. But I can tell you that all the ground that was lost initially has been taken back. The local ASF, who did sustain a lot of casualties, with no numbers yet, are now again in control of the whole district. Morale among the ASF is very high, and the attacks that the Dutch forces conducted were done in close cooperation with the Afghan National Security Forces. So this was an important period, because we showed again that we can defeat the Taliban, we can push them back, and the cooperation, I would say, is better than ever.
After 5 days of fighting, the Taliban retreated. I'm told by Dutch authorities that around 100 Taliban were killed, including foreign fighters. That also several dozen civilians died, either in the Dutch counterattack accidentally, or they were killed by the Taliban. Some of them had been abducted and murdered. The Dutch commander told me that some of the abductees were family of the Afghan militia and police who were fighting the Taliban, and the killings were reprisals for the resistance. Dutch lost 2 people. The 20-year-old man who died in the suicide bombing on June 15th, and then a few days later, I think he was 44-year-old man, died in a mortar accident while shooting at the Taliban in Chora, and the Dutch had several wounded as well. On Sunday, June 17th, the Dutch and Australians held a memorial service for the first Dutch soldier to die in the battle for Chora and Tarin Kowt. Private Timo Smeehuizen, part of the Dutch security detail that was bombed in Tarin Kowt, died on the scene, and on Sunday they carried his body to a helicopter to be flown first to Kandahar and then to Kabul to be eventually repatriated with his family in the Netherlands. The memorial service that preceded the casket ceremony, was actually rather poorly attended because most of the people based at Camp Holland were out fighting the Taliban. But they did manage to bring together a few hundred Dutch and Australian soldiers to attend the service and then to line the road as the casket was piped down to the waiting helicopter. It was actually a fairly elaborate ceremony. American ceremonies for U.S. dead in Iraq and Afghanistan are rarely so time-consuming just because of the sheer number of casualties. But the Dutch force especially seemed highly traumatized by the loss of Timo and the gentleman on Monday who died as well. And it was explained to me that this is the first major combat that the Dutch army has seen in decades, and the operation had been conceived of, the deployment had been conceived of mostly as a peaceful reconstruction effort, and while they had come with all of the heavy weapons that you would need to fight a major battle, they hadn't really expected to, and losing Timo was a major shock, and turned into a huge news story in the Netherlands that was only compounded by the additional casualty on Monday. Every major Dutch media outlet was screaming for interviews, and it turned into something of a policy debate. Should we still be in Afghanistan? The Dutch were asking. The first couple days of the fighting after Timo's death, the Dutch Ministry of Defense actually denied that there was any major combat going on, and the Dutch officials at the base reluctantly tried to suppress reporting on the fighting because they'd been ordered to do so, not because they wanted to. There emerged kind of a schism between the officials back in the Netherlands and the officers at Camp Holland. Those actually involved in the fighting were proud of what they'd accomplished and proud of their soldiers' sacrifice. But the folks back in the Hague didn't want this news getting out and didn't want the officers expressing this pride and this sense of victory and accomplishment. And finally, I think the folks at Camp Holland got fed up with it and sort of quietly let the news get out that this battle was ongoing. When the second soldier died on Monday, Hague couldn't deny it any longer and finally issued a press release saying that their forces had been involved in some major combat.
I'm very proud of the Dutch soldiers that fought here, because there has been in the past discussion about whether we were capable or willing to fight at this scale. Well, I think that discussion is finished now after the Chora operation. And also proud of the local ANSF, the ANP commanders, who fought a pitched battle in Chora, sustained many losses but kept on going. So yes, I'm proud also of the local population and those who supported the ANSF. The Afghan people are very proud and courageous people, and they deserve our help.